if you're looking to make a custom tournament or a custom cup in FC25, you want to head down to the tournaments. Oh, I love that little cheeky free kick corner there. You've obviously got tournaments down here. This is going to give you the ability to make a very array of tournaments. You've got the Champions League, the Women's Champions League, Libertadores. You've got the Women's International Cups, which is very nice. Then you've obviously got the custom, the domestic. So for instance, you've got the Men's League, the Men's Cup. So for instance, if it was taken a little bit, you've got the Emirates, the Carabao. You've got loads of the actual international. Well, I say international. You've got the foreign cups. So like the Copa America, the Superliga, is it the Super League Cup or something like that? And then you've got just a generic custom tournament, which is going to be very cool to have a look at as well. This can be done as a group stage or league. So for instance, with this one, you can make it knockout, league, group and knockout, and then just back to normal. You can obviously have different amounts of teams, and you can go from 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, and 2. If you do 2, that is practically a final, so don't worry about that one. So once you're in here, for instance, if we was to do the Champions League as an example, we will do it in the new format, which is very interesting to see as it kind of is, but it's a league / cup as well, and we get to pick the pots. So for instance, with this, we can randomize with an RB. This isn't going to change any of the teams, so this is just going to completely change the pots to something different. I don't know, or don't believe, by the looks of it, it isn't going to keep the same order that you would normally get for these. So for instance, when we kind of go further down, if we go pot 4, in fact, could it be actually? I think it is, yeah. So actually it is randomizing the full teams. I didn't know if it was going to just randomize the teams that should be in the Champions League, or it keeps the actual format of them. But as we can see that Leicester and Brentford are in pot 1, you can just randomize until you're really good. So you can just keep going and bosh, you can go and pick a team from there. If you pick 15 different randomizers and then click, you can then obviously go and start your career. So for instance, if we want to go with who should we go with? Should we go with Arsenal or something like that? You can pick multiple teams as well. You don't actually have to just pick one if you should not want to. Obviously, if we was to pick Arsenal and advance, we then advance into this, and then we have some more settings we can go for. So you can do this with the custom tournaments as well. You can pick the teams, whoever you want, and then obviously you've got to enter them in. So for instance, with this, we've gone through, and it's going to give you the animations for the Champions League because there is the rights to the actual Champions League. So if you are looking to make this as a kind of like either a simulation Champions League or something that you do as like a draft for you and your friends, you then go into it and it will follow the format that a Champions League should have. You'll have no career in it, so it is just going to be Champions League, and that is it. Whereas when you do go with like a custom tournament, it is going to be pretty bog standard. So for instance, if we was to go for just a knockout and we'll go for say 16 teams, you've then got the advanced settings, team types, you can go men and women, and you can obviously autofill as well. So we've got all autofill range, so you can obviously go international or leagues, which is really cool, or you can go custom as well, and that will give you a team rating range. Then we advance through that as well. We then get all of these teams. So for instance, we want to be Man U. We can then advance as done through this, and it will have the same thing that you go into the fixture side of it, and you can just play like that. So that is all you've got to do to make a custom tournament or league.